It was just a necklace minus 647 diamonds adding up to an outrageous brilliance, and a receipt was all it took to turn gossip into popular verdict. No blood, no swords, just enough letters and signatures for Paris to believe that the Queen bought the luxury item and denied the bill. Today we open the dossier of the affair of the diamond necklace 1785 to ask, who in a suit bought the necklace, and who paid with their reputation? Paris, 1785. A monumental necklace has been circulating since the previous reign, waiting for a buyer. Marie Antoinette, 1755 to 1793, Queen of France, a constant target of satire and political hostility. A symbol, for many, of the supposed extravagance of the court, refuses the peace years before in an attempt to curb spending and rumors. Enter Charles Auguste Boehmer and Paul Bassenge, jewelers to the crown, creditors eager to turn idle gems into cash. Cardinal Louis de Rohan, 1734 to 1803, an influential prelate and indebted courtier, obsessed with regaining the Queen's favor, believes he sees an opening. If he brokers the secret purchase, he will gain pardon and prestige. On the threshold between good faith and ambition emerges Jeanne de Valois Saint-Rémy, Countess of La Motte, 1756 to 1791, a noblewoman of illegitimate Valois lineage, a skillful manipulator. She presents herself as the Queen's confidant and interpreter of royal wishes. On paper, everything seems simple. The Queen wants it. The Cardinal pays for now. The jewelers deliver, and a receipt safeguards the convenience. In the marketplace, nothing is simple. A wrong signature can bring down a monarchy faster than a cannon. The affair of the necklace is not about diamonds. It's about documents. Receipts, notes, possibly forged letters, testimonies, and signatures that create or destroy authority. Our central question: did the fraud machine manage to appear royal long enough to deceive jewelers and a cardinal? We will read what was written, how it circulated, and who profited while public opinion transformed paper into gilt. Let's start with the paper chain where reality was imitated with ink. The jewelers Boehmer and Bassenge kept proposal memos and receipts. Cardinal de Rohan displayed notes attributed to the Queen and instructions supposedly transmitted by Jeanne de La Motte. The common thread is borrowed authority. If the handwriting looks regal, if the seal looks like it's from the Queen's household, if the messenger arrives through the right corridor, the document passes. The dossier even includes the promise of payment in installments, an arrangement that fits the jeweler's desire for liquidity and the Cardinal's desire to please. When the delivery is made to an intermediary of Her Majesty's confidence, the operation acquires enough plausibility to break down defenses, except that signatures can be imitated, seals can be forged, messengers can be hired, and a nighttime conversation in a garden can seem like a real encounter when the need to believe is greater than the prudence to verify. At the end of the line, when the bill reaches the person who should honor it, it turns out that no legitimate order came from the Queen, and the scandal already has a body of its own. The necklace doesn't disappear with a wave of a magic wand, it circulates. First, notes that sound intimate, the Queen's language in a light tone, with abbreviations and plausible forms of address. Then, instructions on how and when the jeweler should transfer the piece, avoiding fanfare. Finally, the receipt, a piece of paper that leaves the goldsmiths exposed and the intermediary covered. This chain only works because each link seems legitimate. The seal has a waxy texture and a convincing impression. The handwriting has a regal gesture. The messenger has the right door and the correct passwords. When the necklace passes from hand to hand, the material proof of the purchase becomes a fetish. Whoever has it believes they hold an order from the crown, and it is precisely here that the fraud shines. It produces signals faster than bureaucracy can confirm. The operation has actors, props, and scenery, calligraphy and formula, imitation of a royal hand and specific courtesies nous, par ordre de, intimate appellations with credible abbreviations and final flourishes to distract from the core, seals and coats of arms, molded clichés, wax at the right temperature, firm pressure, and an angle that leaves authentic burrs, messengers and entrances, choice of less guarded corridors, dimly lit hours, names of royal servants mentioned on the tickets to validate arrival, social theater, a nighttime encounter in a garden, with a figure resembling the Queen's seen in passing, seals the impression of proximity. New figures, single mini bio, Nicole Gay d'Alivasi, 1761 to 1789, young actress, costume extra, hired to stage a brief nighttime appearance as a queen in a garden, reinforcing the illusion before the Cardinal Retox de Valois, 1750 to 1797, adventurer and skilled calligrapher, associated with the fabrication of letters and signatures in the scheme. Alessandro Cagliostro, 1743 to 1795, occultist and charlatan celebrated in the salons. His name and aura were used to lend mystery and credibility. Regarding meetings and tickets, the fraud mimics the semiotics of Versailles. It doesn't need the truth, it needs what is sufficiently plausible. With the right paper, the right words, and the right people in the right place, the appearance of royal order precedes verification. When the check arrives, the necklace has already changed hands, and the story has already spread throughout Paris in the short term. All the accomplices gain something: cash from installments, disassembled jewels for resale, momentary prestige through access to the queen, and above all, time to make the piece disappear, rehearse versions, and sow rumors that would confuse the origin of the order. The Cardinal de Rohan, if the intermediation worked, would regain favor at court. Silence about his debts, and the image of a benefactor. The goldsmiths would see liquidity. The Countess de La Motte would control payment flows and information, a perfect position to make valuables disappear. Who really loses when nothing is proven? The Queen. Because the public square doesn't read official documents, it reads rumors. The mere mention of the word queen alongside colossal necklace and receipt denied was enough for the political theater to find its villain. And when the case explodes and the crown reacts, new agents enter. Louis XVI, 1754 to 1793. King of France decides to take the scandal to public trial to clear the Queen's name, betting that the law will correct the public square and the Parlement de Paris, the superior court and body of notables. A forum where cases of high interest gain publicity and public opinion. The strategy is clear: expose the documents, hear the parties, show that the signature was not the Queen's, but a public court is also a stage. Acquitting someone in law can condemn them in the street. When the bill arrives and no one in the palace acknowledges the purchase, the chain breaks. The necklace is no longer an adornment. It is a physical document that accuses who took it, signed what, and where are the installments. The trail points to intermediaries, discreet resales of gemstones, and a choreography of excuses, verbal orders, state secret. Payment will be made soon, but the arithmetic that really matters is that of reputation. In pamphlets and conversations, it is enough to say the Queen wanted it, and the receipt was denied for the public to complete the rest. The case migrates from the jeweler's vault to the court of public opinion, where verisimilitude is worth more than a notary's office. The crown bets everything on judicial publicity. It takes the scandal to the Parliament of Paris, 1786, confident that the exhibition of the documents will exonerate the sovereign. The collateral effect: a balcony confusion is transformed into national theater. Main verdicts: Cardinal de Rohan, acquitted. He leaves without criminal conviction. Jeanne de La Motte, condemned, public floggings, branded with a hot iron, imprisonment. Later he escapes and continues attacking the Queen in exile. Retalks to Villette, punished, banished, involvement in the forgeries. Nicole d'Alva, acquitted, mistaken figure. Cagliostro, banished from France, no proof of command. On the street, however, the cardinal's acquittal sounds like a moral condemnation of the Queen. The public segments what it wants to hear. If the cardinal was deceived, by whom? If he was innocent, whom is the court actually protecting? The royal strategy of clearing its name backfires. The necklace doesn't break the monarchy, but it cracks the veneer that sustained it. The accusation becomes a political meme. Luxury, lies, and coldness stick in the collective. The imagination of Marie Antoinette. The affair of the necklace becomes an icon of how paper fabricates provisional truths strong enough to move money, police, and public opinion. Counterfeit documents were enough to activate commerce. Public courts were enough to activate the people. In the wake, the Queen, although not a buyer, emerges as a symbolic culprit. Regarding hard suits, there are receipts, tickets, seals, testimonies. There are contradictions about the authorship of letters and about who directed the staging. The current critical consensus sees the operation as a plausible coup, a paper court convincing enough to deceive professionals accustomed to dealing with the crown itself. The rest, who knew what and when, is a matter of degrees of participation, not miracles. If tickets and signatures bring down reputations, what can rumors do to a throne? In the next episode, The Most Scandalous Empress of Rome, The Trial of Messalina, we will read contradictory sources, separate moralism from political method, and see how a name became a verdict. To follow the court scandals, series document gives mechanism, gives motive, gives consequence, gives legacy. Subscribe and open the playlist.